Welcome back to Hearthstone Power and the part 2 of our free arena runs in the Year of the Raven with Elemental Mage. Hopefully you saw the first half and saw some of the draft. We're going to get into more of the gameplay here and show you how to get some wins against the current environment in the arena. We'll have a little bit of a wait time here, but said we struggled against Rogue with our one loss. Hopefully we can get another win here, and you'll see that I got the canvas fixed here. You can actually see my cards this time, so should be a little bit easier to follow along with the line of thinking. Pyros is always going to be a good turn 2. So we want to get Demolisher out early, and hopefully he can start clearing off his minions and running downhill. But for as great as Demolisher is, we didn't get too many good hits on it, so wasn't able to show you just how powerful it can be. It can really stop their board. So right here, like if we would have hit the Basilisk, then we would have been able to show you more from the Demolisher, but he's going to trade his poison off because he knows that that one can probably, if it would have then hit Yeti, then we could trade down and just keep sacrificing our lower cost minions to his higher cost minions. That's always going to be a recipe for winning in the arena. Even here, too bad he gets +1/+1, or else it would have been perfect for Mossy Horror, but even still, the poison's so powerful that we need to go ahead and deal with it. There's not enough of a line to get it with the Flame Geyser, so we just have to make sure we play the right card there. Sometimes you'll get the wrong card in your sights and play deliberately. So he's happy with playing Threshodon, and this is another reason why we love Frost Elemental. It can help us win the board back, but first we want to look for, we're thinking maybe we could find something for it in Primordial, but instead we'd rather get enough out there on the board to deal with it. His Satiodon. This guy doesn't have as powerful as a mage or a rogue deck for us. We had some troubles with it, but a lesser ruby spellstone's going to be good. We know we got plenty of elemental synergies, and we're always going to count off if we played an elemental, so we know we can activate next turn. But right now we did play one, so we go ahead with Steam Surger and just say, okay, we played one, so we need one more to upgrade the spellstone. And now we got a pretty good board looking against his 8 mana. Not over yet, but he does make a funny play here and go after the lowest attack minion, which I wouldn't recommend. You probably want to deal with the higher ones there because his life total is already pretty low. I'm going to remove the taunt and go in with our lowest health minion. Just try and save our... So Pyroblast you probably saw in the game before, where that's one of the reasons why Mage is one of the best classes in the arena, because you know you're going to get lots of shots to get their high-powered basic spells, especially if you get a lot of cards that add spells and or allow you to discover spells. And here we know we're just 1 point of damage away, since we have the reduction from the Primordial Glyph on the Pyroblast. So we want to put our 2 out there in stealth and think that would be enough to win the game. I want to show our hand and Pyroblast him here, but putting the 2 in stealth makes me feel like we should have enough to get him next turn. And we just throw out Scorpomatic because it hits, but also gives us a better chance of getting that 1 extra damage we would need with Ping and the 8 cost Primordial Glyph. Obviously Bone Mare is a great card, but here our opponent messes up. If he would have cleared off this minion like he looks like he's going to do, then we wouldn't have had lethal. Not saying we wouldn't have won the game, just saying he wouldn't have died next turn. So again, with winning, we're always just looking for lethal. It doesn't have to be pretty. But he saw it coming. He knew. So yeah, sometimes you're looking for spells to clear the board, and sometimes you just realize that you can count down to 30 and finish off your opponent. So hopefully y'all learned a little bit about how to play some games here, and this is actually a fun matchup right here. We get a mage, so we get a good mix of opponents, so you get to see which classes work well against our Elemental Mage deck. Normally, like I said, Artificer isn't really a one play, but I don't have too many one plays in my deck, so I'm kind of happy to see one. We're going to try and protect it here. And our opponent's doing pretty much everything they can to get rid of it. Here he doesn't make the right play. He's going to sack his 2/2 to a 2/1 when he could have just gone after the 1/2 and kept his minion alive. Here we realize he can attack the 1/2. Maybe that's why he kept it there. And if we played the Storm Surger, then he could have killed both our minions with just his Warden, and that wouldn't have worked well for us. So he's done what he could. He wanted to get rid of Artificer, but here at turn 5 he still hasn't dealt with it, so we did get some armor from it. Wasn't really, what we were going after. Sometimes you don't get your activation correct on your elemental, but you still need to control the board, so you just go ahead and throw out your best card. I think we get up to 7 wins in this arena run. We don't get all the way to 12, and probably could have played a little better against some of our rogue matchups, or got better draws and pulled it off. But you see we struggle against rogue because they have just a lot of cards that are going to be able to upgrade their mana cost, or just be little minions that they can cold blood or use some combo to Vile Spine. And with our minions, the way we are going to rely on taunt a good bit to protect ourselves. So if you can get rid of one of our high cost taunts for very cheaply, then that's probably going to be where we get our losses here. But this game turns out to be a good one. That was an elemental probably for some synergy that he had, but he definitely misses on the destroying his weapon most of the time. We're going to try and upgrade our Spellstone as much as possible, And he's going to get some good turns in here, but, don't feel like you get too far behind, and just keep on trying. So I should have done what I always tell you guys to do and just clear off all their targets there, because then he wouldn't have been able to target anything with this meteor, and I lose a lot of value there. But it's not the end of the world. We're just going to keep playing and realize that he just used a meteor. I don't think that he would have removal twice in a row. And he doesn't do a good job of clearing our minions either. He has plenty of Bone Mares, which is a great card in the arena. Great card in Constructed, great card period. That's why they had to change it and nerf it. So he should have just traded. I know he has Taunt, and you don't really want to trade with Taunt, but now I get an 8/8 for 4. And he's going to do the classic Bone Mare the Bone Mare, which you got to love that. Doesn't get much better. He freezes his Bone Mare, and I probably could have not let in and killed it, but he knows, you draft 2 Bone Mares, maybe you draft 5 Bone Mares, you just get lucky. And seeing the way this would probably play out, I could have pinged and gone next turn with the 5/5, but get a nice draw there off of the Book of Scepters and get all minions. Gotta love that. And we realize that we don't have many spells in this deck, so it's safe to play. Syndragosa, that's a tough one. It's got plenty of value in there, but Mossy Horror, the arena gives you a good chance to maybe play some cards and work with cards that you haven't seen before and are able to work with and develop, and maybe they're cards that you'd like to craft or bring into some of your constructed decks. Like, I haven't played much with Mossy Horror. You'll see that I like to play just, more of the arena, and you see the Houndmaster Shaw there coming from Syndragosa. That's a great one. You love to get some other classes from your Syndragosa and get some synergies that are never seen. But there, we get rid of one of the minions, so we're kind of happy. And we've seen, one meteor from our opponent, so we're pretty happy, leading out with Big Taunt. We don't think he has removal there. Here, he could have gone in with the Stormwind and the Bone Mare, and maybe left his Rush alive, but he sees it adds up this way, and Stormwind has a great aura to where it affects, all his minions on the board, so he's okay with it. I think Bone Drake should trade, so that's where we go with, and we want to let our meteor hit other minions, don't want to just lead out and remove right away. The Phantom Militia is a great card. I think, as we saw before with the Taunt Druid that was able to +2/+2 all those cards, it can get out of hand quickly. And here's going to be a good opportunity for Meteor. We want to clear the Stormwind so the other ones don't do as much damage to our minions. And obviously we always want to leave the lowest health one and don't, for some reason, clear that 2/2. It wouldn't make any sense. Could have left back some of our Flame Elementals there for activation, but again, we didn't really have the board, so we're using them to control the board. We got Glacial Mysteries from our Spellstone, which doesn't help us. We know we have one. And when I was playing this one, I felt like that he got Mana Millstorm for some reason, and I was right. So maybe that, you just want to use a chance there to get rid of cards in your hand sometimes. You don't want to play, you have an 8-cost spell that you're just really not happy with. Now we get a Syndragosa, so we feel like everything is fair in the world. There's what I'm talking about, the non-class synergies. I mean, Gromish for a mage, you gotta love it. You just ping it up to 10 attack charge, and it doesn't get much better than that. And he plays Mana Millstorm, which I would probably advise against, and we top deck our only secret, so we use a chance there to get rid of the Glacial Mysteries just so it's not clogging a spot in our hand. And we won't have much other chance playing 8-cost spells, so we just take it there. And that's what I mean by going for lethal, and just, don't always play board control when you have them down to health you feel like that they're not going to be able to come back from. Here he doesn't even have enough. He could have almost killed himself on his own turn with the Explosive Runes on, but here, I don't know why he plays Doomsayer, and he's the one with 7 minions. And then he goes after the clear. I guess there he's thinking, if I had a Flame Strike or something, then the game's over. But he does have to play Taunt to stay alive, and rather than just paying off the Doomsayer and try and clear everything, we just let him have his way. It's another way to kill our Syndragosa, and we realize we only need 2 more turns of pinging in the face unless they have restore health. So again, just always be looking for lethal. Doesn't have to be pretty the way you win, just know that you win and you get free arena runs. That's what we're looking for, trying to teach you how to get 6, 7, 8 more wins. And there we see that we lose the Raven Familiar, but he hits Mana Bind knowing that maybe we have a spell in our hand, but it's probably not going to be the best for him because we don't have any spells left in our deck. Storm Watcher is going to be pretty tough for him to overcome. We'll ping down to 1, and I think they're going to do the rest for us. You've seen this play before. Ping face from them. So we're up to 5 wins and feeling good about getting our free arena run. I mean, maybe not going to get 12 wins this time, but that's not the goal. You want to, honestly, I've seen a lot of good players who just give up on a run at a certain point because they know the prizes don't get much better. So as long as you get a free arena run and you can start building your collection that way, you can cycle the same 150 gold, and we can just work on getting new packs. Here we got a great hand, right? We got our Spellstone from the start, and we got our best 1 play. and but we did run up against a rogue, so we don't like rogue matchups. For some reason, they just have, you know, powerful low-cost spells like we do, and the way we formatted this deck, we are gonna be, you know, caught out or vulnerable against easy removal. So we're gonna want to rely on our big taunts late, and we're not able to do that a lot of time against rogue because of Cold Blood or Vile Spine or just Assassinate. Cards like that are gonna take care of your plan pretty easily. A Lone Champion, that's a great card, especially because you know, you're not gonna, especially if you play against getting a lot of low cost cards, you know, you can pretty much rely on having that one out there late, or, you know, by itself in the early game. But yeah, we started out good, but we don't love our hand now, because, you know, the Cursed Disciple is going to get pretty much eaten up by his Wicked Knife, and then he could also have Fan of Knives, and, you know, we don't get it off like we wanted. So we were hoping to play a Mossy Horror. That was the plan, and we're loving it because everything has 2 attack, but he has the perfect card to foil our plan. So sometimes you have the idea. I mean, here we probably should have gone with we went with Ice Bear just because we're losing big time, and we were gonna try and take another round to the face there, and then clear everything with Mossy Horror. But he gets him up past Mossy Horror, so doesn't quite work out for us. Maybe still probably should have played Mossy Horror there and then Meteored next turn, but he's just got too many powerful minions for us. So again, we get the same play here where we lose our poison. He doesn't really even know how to play it there. Couldn't figure it out until he said, oh, well, let me just do it the other way. And he hits on the first turn with Meteor, which you hate to see. But you hate to see a hallucination because we have, like I said, such powerful spells in our class that that's going to be perfect for him. So really there's no coming back at this point. And we hope to just hit the right spells and maybe we can turn it around here. But he just keeps on milling us. We got too low a health, and again, like I said, we rely on we always want to discover early, like I've been telling you guys, to make sure you have enough mana to play, you know, what you're looking for. Obviously we wanted Flame Strike there. Didn't quite get it, but we do get the freeze, so we're happy again. We think we can make it. You know, we're turning it around, but unfortunately he's just got too much. I mean, we probably would have had him in the long run, but that's not how it works. You saw me winning a few games there with Pyroblast, so sometimes you don't have the board, but you just have enough damage to do lethal. And here, I was thinking draw some taunt, but realizing that my taunt was too high cost, we don't have enough to stay alive. So we get a loss, and you can't win them all, and we had a bad matchup against Rogue, so probably next time, if we get the option, we'll show you some Rogue class wins, show you other classes. I feel like any class in the arena should be able to get wins with, so we're going to show you how to do that. Here was a quick Elemental Mage run I did, and you know, we want to try and show you how to get 12 wins, but I'm not going to fret to throw up the videos if we don't get there, and there's still some teachable moments. That's what we're trying to do here at Hearthstone Power, just teach you guys how to play better and just get some more wins. And if you want to see constructed, we'll definitely show you. We want to work on just building out some blog posts on the website and working with the just new cards and showing you fun ways to play. We're more of an off-meta based person, you know, site. So here we go with the Artificer early. and it's gone, but we just want to not get mobbed by a paladin, and try and clear Silverhand recruits when you can. Sometimes, you make the wrong play and you could kill a 2-1, but you're more worried about Silverhand recruits, especially in the meta. But you might not see it as much in the arena. It's harder to get, the perfect deck built, but that's definitely a synergy that they're going to try and do, is build up Silverhand recruits and adapt them or make them hardier. And, if you see it glowing orange, it probably means play it. Here we're going to go ahead and play Steam Surger and say, yes, we've played an Elemental. We've upgraded our Spellstone pretty well. Here's our opponent does a good play there, and True Silver works out perfect for him. I don't know about that, where he had the taunt, where I mean, maybe he felt like I'd be able to get around, and I probably would have looked harder with Primordial Glyph if he left more minions out. But here's where he misplays. We like to say at Hearthstone Power to always leave your weapon with 1 durability. I know that, they might get destroyed, but there's no reason here to go face when you could kill like he did before. A Steam Surger, anything with 4 health is better than just attacking face here. Do not do that if you're playing with a weapon. I mean, it's just not a great play. Here we could ping, but we just go for activation, right? So we wanted to upgrade our Spellstone and make sure we have played an Elemental. It doesn't work out to where we need it, but we did get the fully upgraded Spellstone, so we're definitely happy with that. And we can clear off his board pretty easily there. He's got Vine Cleaver, which is a great card, but you can tell that this person didn't play their weapon correctly, so we can probably rely on that happening again. Primordial Glyph to Primordial Glyph is always going to be great. You can look for more powerful spells, and Meteor is one of the most powerful. This is, maybe you could say Frost Nova, but right here, I want to protect face damage. He's got the 7/7, would have came in and probably could have cleared my board. And again, we're kind of counting down to lethal. He attacks into our minion again. Plays Gold Leech King, looks good. So that's obviously going to have to go. If you can't let him have Leech King for more than 1 turn. He's at 15, so we're thinking, okay, we probably got him with Pyroblast. I don't know where, but you think here, okay, I can put 4 on him, and actually 5 with the Flame Geyser. So unless he restores health, the game's over. So Pyroblast is great. We're gonna show you how to use it there. So some people would have Pyroblast the Worm or make plays like that where it's like, why? Always look for lethal and take it as soon as you have it. So now we're almost to the threshold of where we get some free arena runs, which is always fun. Cycle that 150 gold and make some packs and just improve your collection. I think we've got a win against most classes. Don't get all the classes beat. I don't know if we even face them all. I don't think we saw any Gul'dan or Warlock, but here we're happy with it. 1, 2, 3. It's alright with me. Firefly is obviously one of the most played cards. Little trivia, the most played card in Hearthstone is the coin. There's obviously ways of adding it to your hand, and then it's played every game. Well, not played, but at least enters into somebody's hand and they could play it. Oh, he didn't love that Mad Bomber hitting him mostly, and then we're going to lead in with the minion with little health. We know here that if we play Flame Elemental, we're probably not going to be able to activate on 5, so we're happy to play it turn 4 and round out our mana curve and use everything there. He Mirage Caller's nothing, so he's definitely not getting it 100% correct here, but at least he has something to Dark Iron Dwarf. He's looking at his hands and realize, But here we're going to do it to where he can't, use his minions to clear off our 5/5, and you always want to look for that, especially against a priest where it's going to be real tough for him to play deal 1 damage. Maybe he has Spirit Lace or something, and Here he's trying to get back into it with just a bunch of minions. And he drafted Dread Corsair, so obviously this person didn't have a great draft, but they realized that you're going to need a lot of minions along the way, and even there, the +2 health card, you see it here in the arena, but I'm not convinced it's the best. And here's another place where we can, a lot of people might trade to the 5/4, but you realize he's going to have trouble dealing 1 damage. And he does figure it out, I think, with a nice Primordial Drake on turn 8. But there you see he had to trade into the Cursed Disciple, so he would have been able to pop that with the Arcane Artificer, but instead we're sitting pretty here. And he gets a good turn here. He's able to Primordial Drake us, so now we've kind of went from winning to not looking as good, but we get one of our favorite cards from this run, old Pyroblast. And so now we're thinking, so the Stormwatcher could have been good, but it would just die to the taunt. So we're just going to try and get damage on it. Mainly we're just trying to add the spell to our hand here and work him down to, lethal. It might not look like it, but this guy doesn't do a great job of healing, and we get runes off, so he's even, you see, he healed his taunt there. I have no minions on the board. He should have healed his face. Like, what is he expecting me to do? Now, when you start seeing Pyroblast go to the face, you realize that this guy probably has lethal. And now he's going to heal it up, but it's just too little, too late. So our health starts to lower a little bit, and he has the board, but we know that we have lethal. And we get up to 7, so that's what we're looking for. And we know that we spent a little bit of time, and we learned, how to play Elemental Mage better. We learned how to play against a lot of different decks out there. And we get into a bit of a wait here, so hit like and comment and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I'm just going to keep working on some other class arena runs. Maybe get in a Brawlazeum before it ends. And we don't have all the cards. We don't spend a ton of money on the game, so it's easier for us to just show you some other ways to play better. There's a lot of great constructed players, and they do a good job of showing you those videos, so we kind of stay away from it. And here you can see we don't love too much. Meteor is just a great card, so we keep it, but we don't get a great curve here. So unfortunately, against a rogue, that's going to probably be our doom, because they like to control the board. A lot of tempo rogue. We've seen that when Creeper was still a 5/5. That was probably the best deck, and out there. With Keleseth, it was just unstoppable. Looking back on this game, I probably misplayed there. I mean, I shouldn't have done any of that. Should have just left it in stealth and kind of waited around. And you see a lot of the pros playing slow, and there's a reason for that, but you don't want to lose out. As I said in this last game, I was like, we've had trouble with rogue. We're going to try and not lose the board, but it just ends up happening anyway. I think we give this one a better shot, but we just can't pull it off. So yeah, here again, the Disciple's good against a lot of classes. Rogue's not one of them. Mage's definitely not one of them, or Druid, something like that, where it's easy for them to just deal with it. But we like the card. So yeah, he's got a Sewer Rat. That card's great. You might not look like it, but especially with a rogue deck. And unfortunately, Dragon Fury's not great for us, but we have to pick it. And this is probably our best chance to play it. But it leaves that 1/1 behind that I probably could have dealt with at some point. You can see that this deck was very similar to other rogue decks that we were lost to. So there, we probably should have played Crusher, but he would have just played it differently, knowing, the cards that he has in hand. There, Cold Blood. So he's able to trade a 3-cost minion for our 6-cost minion. Here we think, okay, we can turn it around with Crusher, but again, Vile Spine is a great card. You know, a lot of people are gonna have troubles dealing with it. So we use our late game is, you know, to have big minions to try and help us. And if we would have hit just 1 point higher on here, we'd have been fine, but I just don't think we even had it in our deck, so it wasn't in the cards. Yeah, so we struggled against Rogue with this one, but hopefully you guys learned something here today, and please hit subscribe, comment, like, let me know what you would like to see to help you guys, you know, become better players, and hopefully you can get up to more wins than me and start showing me up. But we're comfortable, you know. 7 wins is what we're looking for, and that's the bottom end of the spectrum of what the pros do, so we're happy with it. But we want to try and show you some higher win totals, and we'll get to that with probably some other classes, but Mage is a good one here in the Year of the Raven. So yeah, we'll show you the rewards here at the end to let you know what I'm talking about. So you see we end up getting 160 gold, so you're thinking, great, you know, we can just start over again, and we got more cards in our collection, and we learned some cards maybe that we didn't have in Constructed, like Mossy Horror would have helped out here with all these 1/1s, but it's too little too late. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please come back and check out this whole run, and we'll get started on the next one for you. Alright.